Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. Did I hit start? I was trying to do the intro.
Hit start.
Oh, well, how do I do the intro? Can I still do the intro?
How about we sing the intro? We try to like do all the music with our mouths.
Sure.
We
set up a time to meet prior to when we start. When you show up 3 minutes before you start,
I was here. I was trying to get this thing situated. It sucks.
I show up typically an hour before the show.
Yeah, tell the people why their time is invaluable. Just found the most consistently inconsistent podcast in the world. Welcome to the HVAC Overtime Show, gang. What's up, everybody?
I wish I could find that comment. Oh, there you go. You highlighted it.
Jesus Perfect. Fish. What's up, Jesus Fish? Oh, before I forget again, Randy Ravioli, the crotch cannoli, sent me 500,000 messages asking me to say hi. So what's up, Randy Ravioli, the crotch cannoli?
See, Randy's back this week. Well, he's back because Misfits is gone. So now Randy's back to our show.
That's a good point. Yeah, now that Misfits doesn't have him brainwashed. Oh, speaking of that, he was telling me he got some blood work done this week.
Oh yeah.
Guess he's STD free, ladies.
Oh, we gotta find your comment. Well, I need to pull that up.
Okay, so wait, I gotta bring something up. The whole intro is Adam making fun of Joe for showing up 3 minutes before the show starts. The whole intro that we played for how many years, and now
good point.
That's Adam.
Yeah, the roles have been reversed.
The roles have been reversed. Joe has been in here like for
Adam
40 minutes.
Rolls in like he just rolled out of a dirty laundry basket.
That's right.
Hey, why don't you find a pic of Randy so we could post it up for the ladies? That's what we should do.
We could. Do you have a picture of Randy?
Nah, we don't need
a lot of pictures of his dogs.
We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you can't.
Can I read his post with all the comments?
Yes.
Do it.
All right. So Randy posted yesterday or 2 days ago, and he said, "Why is it not showing all of the comments?"
Yes, Al. Thank God. Finally, that's exactly it. Today.
Randy posted, "I hate getting blood work because you can't eat for 10 hours prior." And I commented, I said, "Sour cream noodles will taste all the better after your test." And then Randy said, "LOL," which is that's funny.
Play-by-play.
Bill excited for the explanation.
It's like we're the laugh track. Adam told us.
Laughter here.
Bill said, "Why do you need blood work done? Were you driving drunk again, or did you mess around with the local trailer park lot lizard and you need to see if you're STD free?"
Oh my God,
Randy! And mind you, this is on his. You know who laughed at that? You know the first person to laugh at Bill's comment?
His mom.
His mom, Randy.
Oh, his mom was on there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's hilarious.
You know why she laughed at it?
Because it's true.
Because she's the lot lizard, and she's like,
"Oh,
yeah."
And then so Bill said, "Why did you need the blood work done?" Randy commented. He responded, and he said, "It's for medical doctors." And then Bill said, "Those are the best kind of doctors." And then Bill said, "I hope everything is good." And he said it was. And was that about it? All the funny parts were over.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah,
Bill, I shouldn't laugh at this crap.
You know what's amazing is Randy has that personality. He knows like our whole joking. Like he's in on
Yeah,
it.
he
which is
does.
cool.
He's
Yeah.
part of it. Definitely is.
Hey, can we share that video that I sent you guys earlier this week?
Which video is that?
The one from the parking lot.
From the parking lot.
Remember
No.
the one with
No,
the
you can't
tumbleweave?
show it.
With the what?
The tumbleweave.
Oh no. No.
Yes.
You guys are never gonna see it again.
Yes.
That's like
That was a good one, Bill.
that's like a unicorn. You'll never see it again in your whole life.
Yeah.
Am I an old person if I eat Altoids?
Oh my god, you just
Oh.
ate yourself, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, those
Have
are
we
just
been munching
pure
on?
chemicals,
Oh.
man.
That's
There's
true. Those
nothing
are
like
packaged for ya.
you would be better off buying a mint leaf and just chewing on mint leaves.
I didn't know they sold those.
Yes, dude. Dude, just
That's
mint leaves are
hilarious.
so much more healthy
Where
for
do
you.
find mint leaves at?
Yeah, where do you get those?
We just grow them.
Grow them in the yard.
Well, Jill does like little plants or whatever.
Oh.
We do like all kinds of herbs like that.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
free on Leon. I got pulled over once, and I had probably 2 or 3 pre-rolled joints in an Altoids container in my glove box next to my registration. I just pulled them out like it was nothing, digging through my shit. And this is before weed was legal. This is many, many years ago. And I didn't get busted because, you can't smell it because the Altoids, it's
Wow.
just such a strong smell.
You look suspicious though. I would have asked to search the vehicle if I was a cop.
Nah, not where I'm from. Back where I'm from, I like normal.
True.
Next comes, how does adult diapers come after?
Aging himself, dude.
What happened to your mic?
Yeah, Bill just kind of trailed off.
What?
You like went like muffled for a second.
You sounded like that. What's that beaker or what's the like that Charlie Brown character is like.
When the mom talks, that's whenever the parents talk. That's what they hear.
That's because I got a deep throat.
Like, think about that.
You
though.
sure
The guy
do.
the guy that wrote Charlie Brown, the comic for the kids, he had like that kind of humor in that, like dark
Oh.
humor. Like the kids thought the parents just said, "Muh, muh, muh, muh." They were like implying that they weren't paying
No, I
attention.
think it's because that comic strip was from like 1920 originally,
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, yo, Jason.
and like back then Helen Keller was still around. So he's like, I'll bet their parents are gonna sound like Helen Keller, and that's why he wrote it that way.
So that's funny because I sent in our chat, our super secret chat.
The
I
throat
saw
joke.
somebody quote. Oh, it was my mom.
Oh, you were in there?
My
Uh-oh.
mom quoted. She put in a Helen Keller quote on Facebook.
Oh,
And
that's right. I remember you saying that, dude.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that
What
was. I
was
do
it?
remember that.
I didn't want to sound rude, but I didn't know she talked. Or
I
spoke.
mean, I don't know how.
Bill's
Honestly,
comment after that was hilarious.
sometimes I wonder if she was even a real person. I never met her. All right, okay, so she's blind, deaf, and dumb? Question mark? I don't know.
How did
I
you,
know
did you read a book?
I don't
she
know.
did something.
she don't know. I
Hmm.
mean,
I have a hard enough time speaking while
I
I
don't
can see and
okay,
hear.
let's break it down. Like, no joke, like joking aside, I don't understand how you can learn a language or speak a language. You can't hear, you can't see. I
That's
mean,
phenomenal.
like, how do
That's
you
probably why she's famous.
know
Yeah.
what you're saying even makes sense?
Yeah.
That's
She
true.
preached-
You know,
She used to preach something. I don't know what she stood for, but she used to be like an
Mhm.
activist or something.
I remember.
No, that's
The
that. That's the
original.
one that what's that? Greta Thunberg or whatever.
Um,
She's
Greta,
I
the
don't
one you should think of. Huh?
Greta Van Fleet.
The one trying to save the whales.
Oh no, God.
The girl that's on the memes everywhere, the little redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Refrigerant blowing in her face.
Doorknob.
Yeah.
You guys,
Oh,
we gotta.
Back to the Helen Keller thing real quick. They originally thought that she was Canadian
Oh,
before they figured out that she was deaf, dumb, and blind.
Oh, okay.
True
Okay.
story.
But then what was he coming after that? It was hilarious.
I don't
Free
know.
on your
Yeah, and Leon.
What was the comment after you
Oh,
said it? It was
shit, look at that.
hilarious.
You got Free on Leon over there.
So by the way, I know you
Yeah.
guys were like, "Oh, Adam's getting rich off this." You, anyone in the show that doesn't realize, and we spoke about this briefly, and I don't think you guys remember this. StreamYard has raised their prices.
Oh yeah,
Do you realize how expensive StreamYard is for a year?
yeah.
No.
For this package that we have, because you and I both have a subscription to this, and
Yeah,
the
Which
same
is
package.
stupid. We should use the same one realistically.
We probably should.
Yeah.
We
Just
But
really
it's
share
like
it.
$800 a year.
I think I
800
told you that last
Oh,
time. I think,
wow.
but you had already paid for it.
Yeah.
We
Well,
probably make that in a month off of all our views.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
even know if we have to like go into YouTube and click monetize every time we do something. I don't
Yeah,
think we do.
yeah. I
No,
didn't do it for last week's or this.
I did it. It's there.
You have to
That
turn
makes-
monetization on though.
Thank
Joe,
you,
oh,
Brian.
Shuffle.
We're down to like 780. Oh,
Look at
770.
these guys. Look at these guys.
Pickles.
Dang, guys.
And Joe do a truffle shuffle. What's that?
You never saw Goonies, Joe?
I did see the Goonies, but I can't remember the
Chunk.
truffle shuffle.
He does the truffle shuffle. It's when he
I'll
raises
send-
his shirt up and he just jiggles.
I'll
Dude,
send
that-
Randy a warm baked potato and tell him just to split it in half. And
Genuinely though,
I'll think about that.
The Goonies really was probably one of the better childhood movies for
It
sure.
was. It made me want to find a pirate ship.
Yep. Gave
Joe,
you
do
that
me a
sense of
favor
adventure.
real quick. Hold on, what was that?
it made me realize like how technically savvy Asian people are as a young boy. And that's the first thing I learned. I'm like, man, look at that kid.
Oh, that is
No wonder
funny.
all the shit's made in China. He made all that shit.
That's right.
Joe,
And his dad was a maker too.
Hey, you guys.
stick your tongue out, Joe,
Skunk.
and now hold your tongue with your fingers,
Why?
Yeah.
and then
wow.
repeat after me.
Okay, I'll do this. I think I know where you're going with this. I think, but I'll try it. Go ahead.
What was that when you were a kid? I'm trying to remember. I want to live on a pirate ship.
I want to live on a pirate ship.
Say it again.
I want to live on a pirate ship.
You want to live on a pile of shit?
I want to live on a pirate ship.
Live on a pile of shit.
Like, who the fuck? Like, how high was the person that first figured that
I
out?
know.
And how
I
did it
know.
spread across the country that you guys know about that too?
And it had to be two people telling it to each other,
Mhm.
right? So,
Mhm.
because like one guy was standing there fucking saying, so who came up with the first? Like, dude, how
Well,
high did they have
the
to be?
thing, the thing is, like, that was before social media. That's
Oh,
we all had
100%.
all the time on the world, all the time in the world
Right.
on our hands back then. You know,
Do you remember like when we were kids? I don't know about you, but when I was kids, we would go out and we would play. Like, we didn't have to come home till like 10 o'clock at night in the summertime.
Oh
And
yeah.
so we would just
Just be
go
gone.
play dark. We would play a game called Dark with our friends where you would try to hide in the dark and
Yes,
you had to
yes,
capture.
yes.
It was hide and seek at
Yeah.
nighttime, basically. And we would do that kind of crap in people's yards. And
do you ever start thinking about like what we just talked about, like the first
Yeah,
person to
that's
do
the
something
truth.
like that?
Yeah.
Like,
That's when being gay was fun.
like who is the first person to milk a cow?
well, I made a comment the other day on a Facebook post. Nathan Orr had posted something and I commented on it. And I made the comment like, I'm curious about the person that first decided to try cow's milk. Like, the first person that did it. Like, it sounds insane to think that.
I bet it was a perv. He had to be
Maybe.
perverted.
Dude, it sounds insane.
under.
But how we have all evolved, and I drink cow's milk, but I still think it's odd. It's like, why the
It's
fuck
not
do we
good for
drink
you.
baby cow growth formula? Like,
I can
that's
see
all the
he'll
time.
be
Grab a
on his, like,
phallic object and then squeeze it and jerk it off. And then whatever
I
water
know.
came out, would you drink that?
Like,
No,
what
I
the
You know,
fuck?
you know what's the funniest part about it?
I bet he like
Is-
feet too.
As when we're babies, we drink human milk. But then if you get older and like let's say there's a glass of human milk there for your
It's gonna make you
child,
throw up.
and they're like, hey, you know what I mean? If you even thought about drinking that, you'd be like, oh, so nasty. But let me
Yeah.
go drink that cow
Not
milk.
your mom, not your milk.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
That is the power of persuasion, is what it is.
Yeah.
That is the dairy industry fucking conning us into fucking thinking this shit. Same thing with like sugar. Dude, now that I've like kind of really toned down on my sugar, I walk into the grocery store and I just see aisles of just fucking
It's all
sugar.
sugar, dude. It's all sugar. It's
There's
all
like
processed.
3 to 4 aisles. That's all
Yeah.
sugar.
And
and
like
it's
stuff you wouldn't even
sugar in
expect to have sugar in it has sugar in it. Like
Yeah.
that it doesn't naturally have sugar in it. Like frozen vegetables that has
Oh,
sugar
yeah.
in it.
They've got preservatives. Yeah. And all that crap. Dude, like for me, my favorite place in the grocery
Yeah.
store, the older I get, is the freaking produce section. That literally is my favorite place. And I'm like, okay, what can I do with portobellos? What can I do with this instead of having all the processed shit?
1 gram of sugar in these.
And then I drink these.
How
This
many?
is all I drink is these flavored waters. But I love because they have natural flavor in it. And it's like, what is natural flavor? There's no sugar, no water, it's just water and carbonation is what they say.
Natural like flavors, probably something silly like what's it called? Mongolian sloth semen.
No, I genuinely think natural flavor is the government's way of allowing big business to hide things so that way they don't have to deal with the fucking lawsuits like they're dealing with in the past. When people found out cigarettes cause cancer, right? So it's the new way of fucking just
hide it.
Just hide it. Yeah.
Soft semen
flavors. It doesn't have to be natural, but
do you think that? Sorry,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think that what's that Kennedy guy, that the guy with the weird voice? What happened to his voice anyway?
He has like a disease or something that attacked. It's a trip. I can't listen to the guy talk.
That's not true.
It fucking makes me like, ugh.
Sounds like he's always driving down a bumpy road.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to actually fix some of the FDA stuff? No.
There's so much money in it. I don't think anybody's going to fix it at this point, honestly.
No.
Like, the entire human population will die off.
Man, I dropped my mint.
Actually make a difference with it. There's just so much money behind it. There's so much money behind poisoning us that.
Well, are we going to talk political?
I changed the subject because,
we're trying to around here.
So I brought up, and I want to let's start off the show with what I was talking about with package units, because I thought that was interesting. How often and how many package units do you run into that the high pressure port is on the hot gas discharge and not on a liquid line? How common is that?
I see it on almost all carrier package units. The brand new ones do have ports in multiple places, but the older 2000s, those ones, carrier package units, discharge pressure.
Wasn't it on train as well? The older train?
At some point, there was train. I think I have I think I have a recent train that doesn't have them on the liquid line.
Are the newer carriers using Cormac still, or have they gone?
They're still using Cormacs, and then think about that with 454B and the shortages right now, and how much Cormac's fittings leak.
So Freon Leon and Jason Johnson says every package unit.
I don't see many with them.
So this is what I want to ask you. I want to ask you, Chris. I'm going to ask all you guys, and then everyone in the chat. How is there a manual that you have to follow in order to check the charge if you need to test subcooling? Like, because what happens as far as pressure goes, because you're measuring it before it condenses, right? You're measuring
most of the manufacturers are not going to give you subcooling values. They only give you operating pressures, at least the ones that I work on. The Linux, the Train.
Some of them put the label inside.
But they don't give you all the information. They don't tell you subcooling.
Like an approach based on outdoor temp.
They'll give you approach sometimes, or they'll just give you operating pressures and then tell you to weigh the charge in. Yeah. So,
but also,
which isn't. Go ahead.
Am I wrong saying that there's not actually there's probably a little bit of a pressure drop from the liquid?
Yeah, I would think so.
But you've tested this, right? I want to see if anyone else has tested it in the chat. Has anyone installed a service port on actually the liquid portion? Where you could actually measure a liquid pressure, and not the hot gas.
So I'm not going to tell my story right now. I'm going to let the chat talk for a second, but I have measured this. So
cool. That's cool, Chris. I wish I thought of it like when I opened the system, changing a TXV to, hey, you know what? My system's open. I'm evacuating. Let me put a fucking liquid port. I never thought about that. That's good.
Well, if you look though, like when Measure Quick, they compensate for that because they give you subcooling ranges that are rather large.
Right.
So, but they tell you when you click on it, it says what it should be, but it gives you a range, but this way is acceptable kind of a thing.
Especially with
account for the pressure drop through the coil, it's going to be a little bit bigger.
So, not many people are really commenting about it right now.
It's only been 11 seconds since you said it.
You got to give it. You got ADD.
Just hold on, Chris. Just hold on.
I definitely have ADD. You know what? I question something. The ADD, autism, whatever the hell is going on in my head.
The brain
I lost my train of thought. There we go. There it is.
Microplastics working the way through your brain.
What's with you today?
Man, lost it.
I'm done. There's no more left, Joe.
Anyways, On the carrier
found the
package
opening
units,
one.
I got curious and started measuring this. And typically on the fixed orifice actuator metering device units, I will typically measure a 35 psi pressure drop from discharge pressure to liquid pressure. And that's because I've installed ports.
35?
Yeah, 35
Mhm.
psi pressure drop
my
is
God.
what. Now, my question is, then I
Coil?
really
Sorry. Can I cut you off? Is
Yeah.
that
No.
coil or microchannel?
regular coil, tube and fin with
Okay,
actuator
okay.
metering devices.
Okay.
Okay. I typically, but my question is, if I measure a pressure drop, I'm curious how much that pressure drop is going to change as the ambient temperatures drop.
Mm.
Right.
Because I'm measuring this in the heat of summer, 100 degrees usually, right? I see a 35 psi pressure drop, but that number's got to change when it drops down to 70 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's minute.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what we mean by that is when you're measuring discharge pressure and you're checking subcooling, you're not getting a true subcooling reading, because
No.
if there's a pressure drop there, you're not really seeing the pressure drop. And to do subcooling, you do liquid saturation temperature minus liquid surface temperature. But you know, there's going to be a pressure drop from discharge. So it's interesting though to think like,
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed it was a 35 across there.
No.
Yeah.
Like I sometimes compensate like maybe 10, maybe 5. I guess microchannel would be a little bit less. So, but yeah, not that much. Wow.
and I've even seen it on 410A units with actuator metering devices. Dude, to this day, I'm still installing carrier equipment. I installed a carrier package unit 3 weeks ago that was still actuator metering devices. And it's like,
Yeah.
why? Now they
Yeah,
have TXVs on the bigger ones, but on the smaller ones, they're still using the actuators.
L Anonymous says it changes based on flow, which kind of goes back to what you're talking about, Chris.
Yeah.
Right? It changes based on flow, and that would be influenced by outdoor ambient temperature
And indoor temperatures
load.
too. So,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, nice.
typically on the 100-degree days when you've got about an 80-degree environment, I'm seeing the 35 psi.
So then what's the solution? You follow the manufacturer's recommendations for charging the unit.
Yeah, but the recommendations are also
Is that a
flawed.
chiller's
Shady.
Jason?
Still
They're
foggy.
also flawed too, because for
Yeah.
instance, Carrier says,
Those.
no, let's say Lennox. Lennox rate gives you on the side of their doors, they give you a operating pressure chart based on 50% relative humidity at like 80 degrees, right? But what if you're not there? They only give you the pressures at that. So then you look at it and you're like, oh, my operating conditions are 9% relative humidity and this, like, you know, so it's not precise. There's a lot of vagueness in manufacturing instructions.
There is.
So
And why not put one in anyways? Is it that much? Is it for cost? He can't add another fucking port on the liquid side?
it's a cost, definitely a cost. Yeah.
I mean, why not just take the one that's on the discharge, just move it? I mean, is there a reason why they want to measure discharge
Right.
or temperatures?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why they would not just put a liquid port. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Dude.
interesting. You know who would know?
Ty.
TY Banana Man would know.
Hey, maybe we'll influence Ty's next series by telling him that. Someone tell this to Ty. Tell him to get a hold of us, and we'll tell him. We're going to give him an
Get
idea.
him on the phone. Somebody get him on the phone.
I
Remember
saw-
last time we said, "Hey, we need to." He showed up
with
with a banana suit on.
That's
There was
right.
I
That
know,
was
right now.
long ago.
It's all cakewashed, buddy. I know.
One
They
of
have
the-
an approach subcooling chart based on outdoor temp. You should see. Fuck
Well,
off.
and then you know, the manufacturers, again, they give you specifications, but how many of our units have proper static pressure on them or total
Yeah,
external
true,
static,
yeah.
right? So we always have
Same
messed
thing.
up airflow, high, low, you know. I mean,
Mm.
I would argue that
It's not
maybe
science, like
5%,
laboratory settings.
I would genuinely say that 5% of the HVAC systems in the United States are installed correctly,
Mm,
Wow.
yeah,
total,
you're probably right.
and or operating in ideal conditions. So
Somebody go in the email if you don't mind when you have a chance, because somebody sent something. I don't know what it is. They said
We don't
not to
have a
say who
producer
sent
here,
it.
Joe.
Sorry?
We don't have a producer.
Yeah, we got he
I
left.
know.
us.
I wish. That was awesome, Bill. I wish we had that. Hey, producer, can you go do that?
I
Hey,
never had
just
the
up with us.
producer. I was never here when you guys had a producer.
You ever?
I
Do
was-
you ever?
we're right. We did have one.
Do you guys ever listen to Theo Vaughn?
Everybody
Yeah,
showed up
dude.
on time. We stayed on
Awesome.
subject. We
We
had
did.
talking points.
Yeah, we did.
It was a
We gave away prizes.
Gave away
lots of fun.
prizes. Like we had a reason to do the show, a reason to live.
Joe,
Yeah.
what are you saying to look? I'm looking in the overtime email.
You just see the first thing Somebody sent something. He sent you a link from Facebook. He's saying,
Oh, everybody's seen that video. Do you want to show the video?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's the Next Tech video where the motorcycle tries to pass the Next Tech guy runs him over. I could just tell from the. It says, watch the video of the company van run over the motorcyclist.
That's why only 5% of the systems are running. Anyways, no, I'm joking.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The video. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so we didn't settle anything on that topic.
Well, would you want to like? What's your? Would you want to?
I just want to know, like, how does most people charge it? Is everyone charging it with subcooling, even though it's not going to be correct? Or like,
So what I do is, for the first time, I weighed in the charge on a system that I thought was operating properly. Then I started looking at all the data and learned from it, and then, moved from there. It's not perfect though.
Yeah, I don't think I've weighed in a charge on a package unit and then also looked at that chart and been like, you know what, I'm going to tweak this just a little bit.
Well, I mean, again, because we're dealing with systems that aren't installed properly, right? A lot of them. So it's hard to make them perfect. So when you see the manufacturer's data, you're like, you can only do what you can do with this. This is what we have been dealt,
So, and how often are you guys noticing, like, you install a new package unit and it doesn't have the correct charge right out of the box?
Oh yeah.
I installed a carrier a couple weeks ago, and I pulled 2 pounds of refrigerant out of it because it was acting really wacky. And I had an identical one next to it, and I was looking at the data, and I was like, dude, this thing looks overcharged. And I recovered 2 pounds of gas out of it, and it fell in line.
Hey, can we jump on this real quick?
Yeah.
Jason Johnson says, discharge superheat is an important metric many don't seem to check. What do you guys think about discharge superheat? I don't even know exactly what he's talking about.
I have definitely heard people talking about discharge superheat. I've personally never really investigated into that too deep. I understand what it is. I kind of have a vague understanding of what they're measuring, but not something that I use, and I don't think many people do use it at all.
No, because even on a enthalpy chart, sorry, Bill, even on an enthalpy chart, you won't see that, right, Jason? So I don't get what's an accurate way. Anyways,
discharge superheat is the difference between the actual temperature of the refrigerant gas leaving the compressor and its saturation temperature at the same pressure.
Oh, okay, it's just a temperature reading on the discharge.
It sounds like
but I guess what would be the purpose of taking that measurement? I guess that would be like,
we'll wait till he chimes in.
Yeah, that's where I'm vague on that. Like, I understand what it is and how to measure it, but I don't.
The only thing I know is you take the line temperature, of the discharge line, just to get an idea of how hot the compressor is. Like, you don't want the discharge line to be over 225. But I've never heard of anybody.
But did you also hear, though, that 225 is an estimation, because the actual breakdown temperature is much higher, but that's their estimation. If it ever reached that temperature where the oil's at, that it would be, 8 inches away from at the compressor.
Which could be different too, depending on
the heat around the compressor and all that different stuff. There's so many variables there.
So you could figure out if the unit is flooding, entrained oil, incorrect refrigerant charge, or condenser issues.
Yeah.
It also shows total superheat. Also includes the heat of compression.
The heat of compression. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
I'd love to learn more about it, but nobody's really preaching that. I mean, not very many people are preaching that.
Dick book. I read it in his book.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I mean, I do. I see.
People didn't even see compression ratio, and that's important. If you just
I got one for you. Ready?
Go for it.
Oh, it's a really too big of a screen, but here, I don't even know where you guys are right now. Do you ever look for a window?
Ratio.
You try to find the window that you and go back.
Adam's gonna be like, wrong window.
And you know what's funny? To measure quick gives you. I think it does give you compression ratio, right? So
yes, it does.
Tell me if you could.
Not? Yeah.
Can you hear this?
Maybe underfeeding the
yes.
All right, ready? You want to listen to Holden Hamburgers?
Holden Hamburger.
I met him in real life, just so you know, Joe.
Did he offer you a hamburger?
In real life too?
He came up for me and he handed me a hamburger. I'm like, what the heck is this? He's like, I'm Holden Hamburger.
Holding it.
He says, "Hold my hamburger."
evaporator, whether that be a metering device issue, a set point issue, depending on the style of chiller we have, or there could be a mechanical issue going on in the compressor itself where something just ain't jiving right in there and it's causing a lot of additional heat and friction. So these are some things to consider into what could elevate that discharge superheat, but yet you still have a low load condition. Lower load conditions means our compressor should be unloaded, and the discharge superheat should reflect that with a little bit of a lower discharge superheat. And then as we load up, we should see that superheat go up. Now, there are some machines that even with a pretty substantial load, they may still run 15 to 20 degrees of discharge superheat, depending on how well they're tuned. And you won't see a whole lot of shift in that superheat from low load to high load. That just comes back to that machine, how well it was installed, how well it's configured, and just its operating conditions at the time.
Boom.
Yep.
So I assume,
Unloading.
I guess you could use that to see if the chiller is actually loading and unloading like it should. We should have Jason Johnson on the show someday. You want to come on the show sometime, Jason?
Yeah, we should. I met him in real life too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is he handsome?
Jason's a cool dude.
He's not handsome. I don't want him on the show. I don't want to stare at like
He is a cool dude.
Working on some pretty cool stuff, and all you guys, a lot of guys in chat work on some pretty
cool
cool
about
stuff.
chillers. I mean, I don't work on chillers as often as I sometimes would like, but I do have questions about them.
And it's nice to see even little snippets. Jason does it. A lot of people do it. Just little snippets, like the stuff that we don't see on chillers everyday guys. What's this doing? Like what's the function of this, or what I'm looking at here? It's pretty cool.
You know that sometimes when I'm
wrong, bro, we're not too smart for anybody.
No, not at all. The comment distracted me for a sec. Where was I going to go?
It's a funny one though.
Turn around.
Yeah,
we use not beer can quote. We use the other one. What was the one? The shirt you made.
Warm.
Say it again.
Whiskey bottle warm.
Whiskey bottle warm.
That's true. That's true.
Side.
Whiskey bottles are warm, just like that liquid line in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Not hot, just warm.
Yep. Cold day, warm, not good.
Oh, what you got? Oh, yeah, I saw that.
You guys this yesterday. Media. I thought that was pretty funny.
This
was this is actually a friend of mine that takes care of these different buildings. He's like,
oh no way. Somebody, that's right.
He didn't do this, but this is a building he like whatever. But so this is like a chemical something, and I don't know. You guys that work on cooling towers and that you might know what this is, but they put some kind of chemical or cleaner in when the guys cleaning the cooling tower at Fifth Avenue today flooded the basement with foam. They said it was a reaction when they dumped their solution into the water, and I said like Mentos and Coke.
I know. It looks like
this? Look at how much. Imagine how much has to come out to flood the whole building all the way down to the freaking basement.
And how did it flood the like?
And I'm curious, what the like? Does that have like a toxic element to it? Like, do you have to put a respirator on to walk around that, or is it harmless too?
Home party time? Could you have strippers wrestle in it and they would be okay?
I wonder if anyone here has ever seen some kind of bubblies like that before.
Dude, we could literally make that if it's safe, and we could put that into a club and like sell them some concoction. And
it's like, did you ever see the videos elephant toothpaste?
Or that was like bubble party kind of stuff, right?
What the fuck is
you guys got to watch those videos. They make like this chemical reaction and it like shoots like 30 feet up in the air. It's crazy.
I did. That was like one of the social media influencers.
Oh yeah,
it, wasn't it? Yeah.
Whenever we talk about elephants, all I can think about is that video, that elephant dong.
Yeah. Well, Yamo chimed in our chat today finally after a long time, and look what he sends to me. And he adds me and says, "Joe, this is for you."
I'm not gay.
I'm not gay. I'm super gay.
Yeah.
Well, nice to see you, Yami. See you later for a couple months.
So this is the funny thing Yamo is in a he's in our super top secret chat. He's been on the show a bunch of times. Not recently though, but
he's also
for those that don't know,
super Mexican.
For those that don't know, come on, Yamo. He sits really there Mexican, without a shirt on, eating Cheerios on the show. It's a little awkward.
Yeah.
He bleeds red, white, and cilantro.
We could use him as a show prop.
I want to know where these bubblies came. Like, all right, he said Ren said they probably had the strainers open. So where would it be coming out from that it's going to end up in the basement?
Wherever the mechanical room is, like so the cooling tower water goes back to the
Booster pump.
chilled water pump and the condenser pump, and they might have been pulling the baskets out of the strainers and cleaning them, and they might have just had the top off or left them apart in some way. I guess that would do it. Yeah. So I was like, how would the water get all the way in the basement?
So someone not communicating what they were doing while people were still working downstairs or something like that.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a time back when I was like probably like 19 years old and I was working with my younger brother and we were on a service call and the guy had a backed up condensate drain on his 3/4 inch PVC drain. And I was trying to blow it out. I was trying to blow it out of my mouth. I'm like, I can't get it. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to use nitrogen. I'm like, tell me if it comes out. And he's like, he's got it. Freaking blasts him in the face. There's like a silhouette on the wall of all like the dirty water.
I just thought of a great video we could do next time we're all together. We could pretend like we're on a service call, and Adam, you could have that same situation where like this drain's plugged up and like you're trying to blow into it and then you can't get them. Like, I'll help you. And then I start giving you the Heimlich. And like, it's not going. And then somebody starts giving me the Heimlich as I'm giving you the Heimlich. And then Joe comes behind all of us and starts giving Chris the Heimlich, who's giving me the Heimlich, and I'm giving you the Heimlich.
What the fuck?
And then Yama walks in and unbuttons his pants.
Yeah, right? And then cut away to the condensate thing, just blows all over the wall.
That's awesome.
Man, that's so gay.
Holy fuck, dude. Did you take a gummy? Like, what the fuck, Bill?
Not yet. That's just normal thoughts.
That's normal thoughts.
How do you say that word? Rid
lime.
Red lime.
Weird
Red lime
word.
is a chemical. It smells like almonds.
Lime.
Oh, is it?
Sounds
Yeah,
like
it's a
drink.
It's a chemical for cleaning towers and stuff.
Rhino Thunder. Rhino
Yep.
Thunder 3000.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We know that, right? Yeah.
Oh, I had some notes on here, but I think we're already past those.
For what?
And
We already talked about it.
Yeah.
Huh.
You guys are taking notes now? When did
So
that
I did a recording this week. It was supposed to be for Change the Air Foundation. There's gonna be a 12-part series, and it's like AJ Callahan, Alex Meany. Is Dustin doing one? I don't know. There's a handful, like a lot of freaking people making these videos for him. It's all about like healthy atmosphere and how to create a healthy home with HVAC.
Is this like a video recording or like an audio recording?
Audio and video. And it was weird because I was like, this is gonna be, because she's like, you just go in front of the video and you just talk for like, half hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm not Chris Stevens. How am I gonna talk to myself for that long? But I did it.
Like Chris Stevens, producer, is like, we got one topic and go. 3.5 hours later.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell everybody a secret.
What?
Hey, don't forget, we got to mention the Henry Garcia. Ginry.
My live streams are basically Bill.
Your live streams?
Yeah, my live streams are basically Bill. Bill writes my live streams for me.
Oh,
Yeah. Which, by the way, dude, the last couple of weeks, the people commenting in your videos, it's exhausting.
Yes, it is.
Mentally exhausting. Some of these people, I just want to say, like, just read the comment above you because you're just saying the same thing. It just repeats. I would do the same thing as you, Chris. I would do the same thing as you, Chris. You do a good job, Chris.
well, that's nice. That's good encouragement. That's good positive feedback.
Some of the comments do get kind of funny. No,
Yes,
I had
I
asked
know
a
that.
question for that one. That's why they went down that path, because I asked a question in the video. I was curious. And
Dude,
Oh,
so many. Like, I think that might be like a record for the amount of comments we got. Because there was a lot.
We should ask questions in our video. Let's ask a question and tell people to answer.
They're not going to respond unless we give them something.
Oh, these guys are bums.
And also, we don't ever read the comments in our videos.
yeah, we
True.
do.
When was the last time you
Guys
read a
do?
comment?
I never.
I read the comments right
watch.
now as they're live. I don't go back and read the
No,
old
I don't.
comments.
Yeah,
though.
after
I
that.
mean,
People still watch this after the fact.
Yeah.
They
I
do?
don't know if they're leaving comments or.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
people
because we
watch
only
it.
have like 50 people, so you can go and look. There'll be like 150 or something like that views for the
somebody's
video.
watching it after the fact.
Yeah. Yep.
Probably people the following day or something.
No, but Bill has been helping me a lot because Bill helps to catch some of the questions. So Bill and I both will go through the comments because there's just way too many comments. And then we come up with a list of things to talk about on the show.
The
For
best
my
is
live streams.
I like when I get to subtly insert myself into the comments.
That cracks me up because
Pretending to be
Bill does say some funny stuff, and I think it's pretty hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah, because he basically uses my voice with his humor. And so then people gotta be like, what the fuck?
I think like the last one I remember, I told somebody that you were inspired by me to like make videos.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of how everything actually happened. I thought it was hilarious. So like something like, yeah, I was inspired by a curious HVAC guy to start making videos after I saw his videos or something. And
were you inspired by me to start making videos?
Yeah.
Really?
I was inspired by you.
I emailed you. I even sent you my first couple of videos. I sent them to you.
I do remember that.
He gave you like he sent you a headshot.
Yeah. Yep.
The whole shebang.
I remember.
I bet you I still got that email.
There was one point in time where Chris had even linked my video like to the end of his card or something on the end of his video.
Yeah.
I screenshot that and I even sent it to my mom. I'm like, look at this, Ma. Somebody shared my video.
Dude, can I tell you guys something? I was always disappointed because at the time, Andrew Greaves was always doing that for everybody. And he never did it for me. Yeah. Never did it for me.
Because you were a direct competitor of him.
I was sad. I wasn't a competitor.
Well, that's what he made.
Andrew Greaves was awesome, man. I miss his stuff.
Yeah.
Bill, what would it have been? Curious HVAC guy? No, it was probably Bill Russell then.
Yeah, it's probably my Yahoo deal.
Actually, why don't you just throw one up, Bill, when you get a chance, a video?
The one at AMP?
He can't. They told him no.
Yeah, it could have been that one.
I thought it was the other company.
No, this one too.
I'm
not really allowed to film, but honestly,
dude, I still have them.
This place is kind of like a dumpster fire, so they wouldn't notice I was doing videos. I might.
Who cares?
I mean, I do get to see some cool shit sometimes. So
I say do it. Like honestly, just don't put the addresses or whatever. Like, who cares?
You know what I often forget about? So my nose is always itching, and I always forget that I have my septum pierced, and I have to go to the doctor soon and have my septum realigned because it's like bent the one way, or what do they call it? Deviated, I think it is.
Oh,
a deviated septum.
Do you remember when Chris had Coke nose?
He still does.
What happened? He quit Coke when he got healthy.
No, the Coke nose is because I didn't trim my nose hairs, and my nose hairs would touch my mustache hairs, and they'd fucking rub, and then drives you nuts.
I love how he has to explain himself all.
You're like, is that like your French braiding your nose hairs into your?
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Mikey wipes.
He just like Bill. Look at he's got his pen through his nose.
Bill, this is funny, bro. That's disgusting, by the way, but I'm literally reading some of the first emails you sent me. I don't have the very first one.
Are they super gay? I was super gay back then. It was like
let me start. No, you weren't like. Let me see. This one was from August of 2019.
Deviated rectum.
We were all like best friends right away.
Hey, Chris, just wanted to say thanks for the shout out on the live stream. It is much appreciated. Hey, my channel isn't big enough to have shirts made yet. LOL, but I'm getting a bunch of stickers and stuff made just for the heck of it. Holy shit. Right there.
See,
there you
still
go.
with the tag on it.
Dude, still has the tag on it. Never even worn.
Look at that. Never even worn.
Nope, because Bill sends me a hat. Hold on, I can't hear you.
That looks really weird.
It doesn't fit my head.
Dude, that looks badass. See, now you look like you belong in the Midwest.
It's just a little too short on my head. It'll blow off.
A Bill's Midwest.
All you have to do in the Midwest is get a camo hat, and you can start an HVAC company. You don't need a light. You don't need anything. You just need a camo hat.
I'm wearing that. I'm wearing it to the Memorial Day barbecue. Here we go.
Wow.
You're gonna get a lot of weird looks.
This is funny though. I'm literally reading Bill's like very first emails to me, but I don't have the very first one, so I don't know if it's another email address you sent it from, dude, or I deleted them.
Weird. You delete them, or you're automatically deleted them. Maybe.
I don't know. I'll have to look at it later. Remind me.
The Midwest is the best. Jessica is from the Midwest.
I was actually born in the Midwest too, dude. I was born in Missouri.
See,
Lived there
why
till
don't
I
you
was
come
3.
Come
You
back.
count Missouri as
join-
Midwest? That's kind of pushing it, dude.
I'm trying to convince my wife, but she refuses to move to Missouri because
Let her know Amazon ships to Missouri as well as California.
specifically the St. Louis area. So,
Like,
If you guys moved by us, we could all be like buddies.
dude, I'm telling her, like, I have a full other gig if I go to St. Louis. So,
What's in St. Louis?
that manufacturer.
a manufacturer.
Mhm. Can't say it out loud though.
You can go
No.
work for Brian.
I would do that. I would go to Florida too. My wife's deathly afraid of Florida.
Why?
I'm like, she doesn't.
I mean,
even-
I'm kind of afraid of Florida too,
I mean,
but
yeah,
all
the
right.
hurricanes
Yeah.
but I mean,
but we
California.
have earthquakes, dude. I mean, it's just something to
Marino.
deal with.
What's up, Tony?
Antonio.
I think we met
Yep.
that guy one time, right? Is that the guy we met at the symposium?
No,
No,
I don't know. Maybe.
he looks like a guy I would meet somewhere in an alleyway
In an alleyway.
to buy.
You guys feel each other's beards, or
Do you remember that time you would stop at the truck stop bathroom all the time?
Yeah, I
Sure
would go
did.
to that glory hole waiting for a sandwich to come through someday.
Dude, Bill, it would be so
Oh my
epic if
God.
you got to travel somewhere that has a glory hole, and you got to get. Oh shit!
I'd bring my fucking Milwaukee, my hole saw, just popping glory holes everywhere. I think it's a crime though. Like you can't just be putting glory holes in everything.
You're brutal.
You know what I do? I'd be right in the Walmart line. I'd put a glory hole right in that little plexiglass thing for the cash register. Like I'm like, yeah, now we can talk. And I'll run through this little hole if you
And
want.
put your mouth right in the hole
Put your
too.
mouth
Now
right
we can
there,
talk.
too. And then also, where's the bathroom at? I gotta go put a glory hole.
What
in
did
there.
I start? What did I start?
But you know what? So what if I want to put a glory hole in to the handicap stall? Do I put that up like higher, or are they going to be sitting down? 'Cause I'll be
Yeah,
sitting-
you gotta put it lower, dude. You gotta make it wheelchair accessible.
There
has
has to be a
you
cutout
have to-
for half the
you
There
have
wheel.
has to be a
Yeah.
railing, right, so they can
He
hold
has to
on.
roll next to it though, and like turn his head sideways like this. So he's got to lean over the wheel
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
It just
Yeah.
has to have a cutout for the fucking shape of the wheelchair where his waist comes through, but his upper
Oh,
body
yes.
is still
You
behind.
got-
Yes, yes.
Drill through there, and then I get those handicap bars that they hang on to. I'm like,
Yes.
fuck, I gotta move it up now.
It's called ADA compliant.
Damn it.
Yes.
It's got to be fully
There you go.
adjustable for short people. And
Yeah,
wheelchairs.
ADA compliant glory holes
Oh,
for handicapped people. And then I get some of the big red like electrician plugs, so I don't have sharp edges. I just put
Oh yeah,
those
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
grommet?
Put
A
some
wiener
plastic grommets.
grommet. Oh, that's
pretty. Yeah.
genius. Wiener grommets for the glory hole.
Yeah.
I hope Anthony didn't come here for serious talk.
Sorry, we were a little serious for a bit there, Anthony, but
God,
Don't we have any good stories we could tell?
Oh shit!
check this out. This is a job
Oh,
I'm
is-
quoting.
Is that your $500,000 job?
Yes,
Dude,
Wow.
that's one floor.
hey, what happens if you have to do it all by yourself?
Why is there like holes in the
Oh.
middle of the house?
Oh,
What is that?
there's probably
There's,
like
like, gaps in the
elevators.
house.
One's a wine room, so it's cooler.
Uh,
One's a lift, so it's elevator, stuff like that.
and what's this quote for again? The audience.
For all
doesn't
floor
know.
warming, and I'm quoting the
So
snow
all
melt,
radiant heat throughout the
all
entire
radiating
place.
through the whole house. Yeah.
Are they using? Is it like poured? Or are they doing warm boards or what?
Well, I'm convinced him I'm using I'll use fast track, and then for the
Underneath?
top floor. Sorry.
The fast track, like those plates underneath the panels.
Yeah, the black ones, and then
Oh, above.
sorry.
You're talking about above
No, the
the
ones that
floor,
they
below. Above the floor, below the floor. Where do you put
up the floor. Nothing below the floor. That's gay.
That is, yeah. I don't.
What do you mean below the floor? In the slab?
in the joint cavities.
No, they put it in the joist cavities. They make those
I was
like
thinking about
metal
that, so-
plates.
How
that was
do you
one floor, Freon. This would be the biggest job that I would get. It'll be a blessing if I get it. So
what's the
we're
square
crossing our
feet of
fingers.
that place?
Joe asked me to get my
Over
passport.
20,000.
He said I could come and help him.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
told him.
Is this like the prime minister's house or something, dude?
No, this is just
Drake's
Drake's
house.
area. Yeah, Drake's area.
I bet it's
And I told Adam, like, when I do the wiring or the boiler loop, I would get him out here and he could work on a couple weeks if he wants.
How far is that from the Ambassador Bridge?
From Toronto, so like what, 2 hours, 2.5,
2 hours? Oh, yeah,
probably.
I could get there in 2
Well,
and a half
maybe more,
hours.
3.
3 hours from Toronto, from the Ambassador Bridge?
I'm thinking.
They're gonna be like, when the overtime guys show up at the border, they're gonna be like, no, you can't come into Canada.
Yeah. Like, no, you can't. We don't need more glory holes built.
No. Last time you came here, you left fucking holes everywhere.
Did you see those new? Did you see the new? I know you guys have. What are those? They sell the hole saws. I'm trying to remember the ones that I have. The ones that you could push. Spiders, the one you push the button, you could eject it. But do you see the new ones, the spring-loaded ones that just shoot it?
No.
It shoots the freaking hole as soon as you get through. It's like
Pull it up.
no.
Pull it up.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know what
What's
it's
that?
called. I don't know. But I would imagine. What if you don't want to shoot it?
Yeah.
Like you're shooting
That's
it
great.
into something.
Yeah.
Probably into the wall cavity, so you don't have to clean it up.
They're saying bad idea. I won't follow. What was
No,
I gonna say?
Joe doesn't use Upanor. He uses Rayhow.
No, Upanor.
Since when? You're Rayhow all day.
For tubing, but for everything else, like manifolds, now it's all Upanor, and all fittings are Upanor always.
But you're a red pipe kind of guy.
It's gonna be for loops, for the looping, because the numbering system's better. It's 9-inch centers because there's Lennox units throughout the whole house, which I got asked the price, but I'm not doing, and I'm not set up to do. So I'm not doing the
So
whole.
they have radiant floor heating and Lennox units throughout the whole house.
Yeah.
Why?
And I've seen some drawings of fan coils. So some fan coils somewhere. I don't know what this guy has all kinds of shit, bro.
He's hiring like a different company for every system in the house.
Well, I'm doing the snow melt. I'm doing the pool, air and underground, and I'm doing the floor warming. And then
are you gonna quit your job?
I will.
If you get this, you're quitting.
I'm quitting. I have to.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, this is a full-time job for months.
Yeah.
Joe's going full time.
Are you doing any of the other work? Lennox units or?
No, he asked me to, but I'm not set up for that. I'm not going to do it.
How do your knees and back feel after you do a job like this?
It's gonna be a little tricky.
You know those the coiler, the what do they call those? The tie guns?
Yeah, I have it. I have one. You have to get one.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, do they make them where there's like an extension so you don't have to bend down?
They do have sticks. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Which I'm gonna definitely.
And I remember I was doing a large split system install at a mall, and I had to braze for like an entire day, just crunched over on my knees. My back hurt for fucking weeks, man.
Yeah. No. Whenever
just doing this.
Whenever I was tying PEX pipe to doing radiant, by the end of the day, even if it wasn't a big job, my back was killing me. Back and knees.
So from what I see, I had like I priced this thing already, as you know. It's like 27 manifolds. They have 12 zones, so I have to, I guess, work around that. Oh, I paid about $3 and change, $300. I just so I have the square footage there, just so I have some guidance. I gave them to Upanor, and they're giving me a loop layout for $300. So yeah, here, take it for 3 floors in the basement. Sorry, 3 floors. So Upanor is going to give me like a little layout.
Is that equivalent to like a heat load calculation?
No, that was already done.
Okay.
I could do Upanor could
what
do
I'm
that for.
Not to interrupt you, Joe, but just so I can understand, and maybe somebody else in the audience has the same sort of question. But if I'm thinking about radiant floor heating, just loops back and forth. Like if you get them closer or further apart, that's going to change
You're absolutely right.
So is that what like you have to decide like how far?
So that's why I'm doing, and that's why they're calling for 9-inch centers, and they equate it for the square footage for 9-inch centers.
So it's based on pounds of water and BTUs. How many pounds of water you convert pounds of water over to gallons per minute, and you're figuring how many gallons or pounds are moving through for BTUs, and that's how you space it because you need to figure your. But anyway, I've noticed when you get somebody else to do your layout, typically with like warm boards and that, my layout for warm boards, the way it's set up is you're kind of back and forth, right?
Yeah.
With your radiant, but then you do something else where you have a like loop CAD or something else set it up, and they do different patterns.
Oh yeah,
They'll do like a
I hope not.
spiral.
I don't want
thing,
to do any of that
and then you
crap.
back out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to do any of that
It's
crap.
gonna be much harder.
it
It's
is.
half-inch Jason Johnson. That's why I calculated 2 half-inch and 9-inch centers. And they actually calculated GPM, what they figured the GPM would be too. So they didn't size up my feeds. So I'm gonna size my feeds. They size the pumps, but I have to see which pump fits where and which one's better for which and stuff like that.
You're doing ECM because you're doing all zoned, right?
I'm not. They're asking for just regular. Oh, there's like a few ECMs, but I don't know if there are any on my side. It's all Grumpfoss.
But are you doing? Is everything zoned?
I think it is zoned, so I might go ECM. But I've done zones with none, and I had pumps fail quick. But anyways,
I mean, depending on the size of how many loops in that, if you're doing zones, are you supposed to
zones? Absolutely. There's like 20.
Are you doing zone valves? Are you doing zone valves?
I'm doing zone actuators. Absolutely.
All right. Well, then why not do freaking ECM pumps?
And I priced it so I could.
Oh,
nice.
Even though I went, there's not jobs. I usually don't price jobs that are like, I charge my percentage. I charge my, whatever it is, percentage on top of the part. You know how it is, margin and everything. But this job I did. I made sure I did, and I did, and I did, and I did, I did. Because I just don't want to lose on this job, and I want to,
Jason Johnson's calling you out on something here.
No Blake call. Oh no! Oh, for the snowman, I didn't price the snowman. I told him that's later. Not gonna even think about that. I don't even know how big the driveways are. Just doing the footings now, so it's gonna be like probably a year or maybe until I start.
How long does it take you to get paid on this, dude? Are you doing it in payments?
I don't know if you've seen the invoice I sent you guys to show you. I did it when they approve the quote. They have to send me what I say 20%. When I start, I want 40. And then the rest when I'm done.
Are you guys allowed to do that there? Because like we have regulations.
No, there's no regulations. I can do whatever I want.
Can you?
Dude, how am I gonna afford this material? Like $200,000. Fuck.
Don't we have regulations that limit the amount that you can ask down?
Oh, that I don't know.
I think we do.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, if you're not even Red Seal certified, how are you like? Permits, like none of that.
Who says I'm not Red Seal certified, Bill?
You did several times.
No.
Your twin brother, what's his name?
No.
Geraldo?
No, his twin brother, the TXU.
That buddy there? No, I'm Red Seal.
What's his name, Chris?
His name is.
You're talking about Dorian or whatever?
Dorian the Explorer.
He's not.
Dorian.
No,
yeah, he is. I looked him up.
100%. He's got a website, bro.
Yeah.
I have a website too.
You don't have a website.
I do. I do.
You go to a website to
I just heard a beep. Someone got a text message.
Not me.
Fucking phone. My dad is texting me right now. See, this is a problem using Apple devices. Pops up on my damn. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Somebody can't be on the show no more.
Listen, I was gonna say, we're gonna be winding down, but if I do get this, boys, expect some giveaways on overtime because I can.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
Hold on a second. Comments take the stage. What is this new button?
Yeah, I don't know what's this.
Live comments from viewers will appear on the screen.
Oh, that's right. It means the comments come up for them to see.
Oh, wow. You guys talk for a minute. Let's try this. It's going to go right over Joe's face.
That happened.
Wait. Let's see. Can you move it? Oh, you can't move it. Wait, can you?
Gay.
Hold on.
Move it. You move everything else.
Oh, that's Joe.
That'd be stupid for them to make a feature and then not move it. Although
it doesn't seem like it lets me move it across the screen.
That would give them a good reason to upgrade it later on in life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Joe loves it on his
Joe
face.
can hide behind the comments.
Exactly. There you go. Like the keyboard warrior he is.
Yeah, Joe spends a lot of time behind comments.
I mean, this would be good if it wasn't 4 people. If it was just one person, it was on the screen. Chris, you should
for
put this on your screen.
Yeah, this is for streamers.
Isn't that what we are?
And stuff like
I guess, yeah.
Use that word loosely.
That's what she said.